Happy Saturday, my friends. Welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. Coming at you once again from Eagle River, Alaska. And I'll be here about another week, a little bit more than that. Just relaxing, enjoying time with the family, and getting things together on the motorcycle in order to make my return journey, whichever direction I end up going. I do not know yet. I do have a couple maps, been looking at them, and I'll probably do pretty much how we did it on the way up here. On the way up here, I just kind of pointed north and then northwest and ended up here. It's not that hard. You follow the road. A little bit too much planning on a trip like that doesn't make it enjoyable for me. It might make other people crazy not to plan a trip like that, but for me, I would rather not have every day mapped out and every stop figured out, because what happens if you can't make it where you want to, then it throws the whole plan off. But anyway, last time I talked to y'all, I gave you an update on the bike. I had gotten it together, and there we go. She's all in one piece. My suit is relaxing on there. And I had a couple friends in town. It was kind of interesting. I had two friends. One of them actually lives here in Alaska, a little bit north of here, and the other one was visiting. So we went and had a little bit of dinner. That was kind of neat. I have three guys who were from San Diego, all here in Anchorage. And then shortly after that, I found out I had another friend who was visiting Anchorage, and I haven't seen her yet, but it's just kind of wild that I'm over here and all these people from San Diego are in the same area. So one of the things that I've been waiting on for the bike is the Fender Extender. If you've watched my previous videos, riding through the rain, my motorcycle threw up a lot of water on the top of the engine. Really caused some havoc, filled up the air box with water, shorted out, or appeared to short out a couple of the coils. They seem to be working well. Like I said, I rode the bike to dinner the other day, and let me tell you, it's running great. Right before I left, I had an issue when I had worked on the bike when it was running very poorly, and a friend of mine, Jim, he happened to be available, came over and helped me take the bike apart, and we looked everything over and put it back together, but it was running just spectacular after we worked on it, and we don't know what we did, but we're going to both take credit for that. But he's been contacting me, asking me how things been going on this thing, and one of the items that I need is that Fender Extender. Goes right there on the bottom of that fender, keeps the water from getting thrown up on here. So when I got here, I knew that that's kind of what I needed. I did a little bit of research, found out, and then I was going on eBay to order one, and my daughter picked on me for that. She said, only old people use eBay anymore. You use Amazon. Okay, all right, well, let me order one off Amazon. I don't care where I order it, I just need to get one here. And I know that shipping things to Alaska is a little bit more expensive and takes a little bit longer than if I was back home in San Diego. So I went on Amazon, and the prices were fine. Actually, the shipping wasn't extraordinary either. So I ended up ordering the item, and then, I figured it'd be a couple days. And I checked the order like 2 days later, and it said estimated arrival July 26th. Justin Vincent says he uses eBay still. You old bastard, you. I almost always use eBay as well. But anyway, it said estimated delivery was July 26th to August 16th, and I'm like, why is it taking so long to get here for this thing? Why is the estimated shipping so long? And I said click here for tracking, and I clicked on it, and it says, will be shipped by Royal Mail. Royal Mail? Where's this thing coming from? And I looked, and for some reason, it didn't say on the Amazon account where it was shipping from, but it's from a place in England. And I was like, oh, Jesus, I don't need this. It's shipped from England over to Alaska. Who knows how long that's going to take? And I was cursing to myself. Why did I let them talk me into using Amazon to order this? It didn't show that it was from England. It wasn't, well, if it did, it wasn't easy to see. Whereas on eBay, well, I guess, like I said, I'm familiar with eBay. I'm old, according to my daughter. So I'm familiar with eBay, not so familiar with Amazon, even though I do order things from them. It's not my first stop. I do compare a lot. I like to see where, hey, what's going on, Paul? Hey, good to see you. And I do order from eBay and from Amazon, but anyway, So I ordered that thing, and I've been thinking I'm gonna have to make my own Fender Extender. Well, the other day we were out, my daughter, my son-in-law were at work. We had the baby out at the park enjoying our time as grandparents. We came back and there was a post office note on the door, and sure enough, what did I get? Right here from the Royal Mail, shipped all the way from jolly old England somewhere, international tracking. Got my Fender Extender. And that's all it is. It's just a piece of plastic. Mounts up under here. So I'm gonna have to maybe pull the fender off, drill a couple holes. There's some tape in here. There's some little plastic rivets. Get that thing installed, and that should solve my water issues on the bike. I checked the spokes the other day. They all appear to be good. I need to do an oil change. But the bike is running great. I rode it the other day. Sorry, it's a little bit dark in here. I didn't want to open the door. The baby is sleeping, and their room is right above us here. The bike is running great. Rode it to Anchorage, and let me tell you, the weather was nice. It was about 9:30 at night when I was coming back, and it's still bright. So if you've never been to Alaska, it really throws you off. But I wanted to keep going. Boy, it was so nice. I wanted to keep riding. The Alaska leather sheepskin cover here. Sorry, it's kind of dark, but this little cover on the seat seems to be amazing. Nice and soft. I think someone asked me about the shipping from jolly old England. It was surprisingly cheap. It was like $5.99. That's why I did not think that it was coming from anywhere but in the US. And when I found that out, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to make my own Fender Extender. Then my daughter's just gonna have to ship this one to me. But it worked out, so it's here. I've got time. My son-in-law has a drill, the drill bits. They're on loan to a friend of his. He says he'll get them back on Monday. If not, I'll figure something out. I'm not too concerned about that. I have about another week. We're going to Denali this next coming weekend. So, okay, on my title of the video, I said banana bread. I made some banana bread for the family. That's upstairs. Just got done with that. It didn't turn out the best. What's up, Robert Roy? It didn't turn out the best. I don't know why. Same recipe I've used several times, but it was a little bit soupy, but no big deal. I threw it in again, and maybe it's not going to slice into nice banana bread slices, but we will eat it. And what else do I have? Oh, I got some seam sealer here for my tent. I've been using the same tent for many years. It is a Msr Hubba 2-person tent. I love this tent. It goes up easy. I probably have shown it in several of my videos. I usually try to shoot a video at camp when I can, even though I can't upload live most of the time. But I like that tent. I've had it for a long time. It's maybe getting close to the end of its life. It's going to make this trip for sure, and I'll probably have it as a backup tent after this. But I noticed that a lot of the seams on the Rainfly are the sealant on them's coming off. So I'm going to lay this thing out in the sun. Oh, Robert Roy says it's because of the altitude. I don't think the altitude is all that high here for the banana bread anyway. It's not anything to do with the tent. But I'll have to look into that. Maybe it is the altitude. I did have to cook it a little bit longer. But I will re-seam seal that tent and test it out. I did get rained on one time in the tent, and I noticed a little bit of moisture in the corners of the tent. The last time I got rained on in that tent, it was a monsoon in New Mexico, and I stayed pretty dry. I don't remember getting wet. Shaka. Greg, hey, how's it going? And let's see, what else did I have? Oh, actually my buddy Robert Roy, who just commented here, was eating breakfast this morning. I caught his live video, and someone mentioned something about the cinnamon rolls I made. Well, my family did like the cinnamon rolls I made, and they requested that I try a different recipe, because in Alaska, they, or at least in Anchorage area, the only Cinnabon that my family knows. Paul, okay, cool, that was you. Well, I'm going to make some Cinnabon knockoff style cinnamon rolls tomorrow morning. I hadn't planned on going live, but perhaps I will. So Should have to, let's see, I'm gonna plan on getting up early. So it'll be 6 a.m. here. I think we're about an hour earlier than the West Coast. So I will probably go live for a little bit as I mix them up, and then I think they have to sit for about an hour. I'm gonna make it a little quicker recipe than the one I made last time. And all right, Paul said he's gonna copycat me on it, so I will let you know how she turns out. It's a little bit different recipe than the last time I did it. The last one I did was the no knead cinnamon rolls, and I made them the night before, and they sat, and then mixed them up the next morning. These should only take about 2 hours from start to finish, so I'll probably make 2 videos, and maybe I'll just do one when they come out of the oven as well, because that's the best part. God, they smelled so good the last time, and they were good. They didn't last long. So even though I'm mostly a tinkering and motorcycle adventure guy here, hey, tinkering and adventures in the kitchen are one of the things that I do as well. Even though I don't do a lot of it, I do like to make bread for some reason. It's just, maybe it's just calming to me. I don't know why. But that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. So I'm giving you a heads up now. If you watch the video tomorrow morning, I'll be coming at you with some cinnamon rolls, Cinnabon style. Listen up, and I will give you all the ingredients. I still need to get on a computer and try to get the ingredients for the last one in the recipe. We'll see what we can do. But I just thought I'd say hi. Didn't have a video the last day or two. So here I am. I'll see you tomorrow morning for the cinnamon rolls and coffee. Do my morning breakfast with y'all. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button if you can. Oh yeah, baking bread for you is like smoking meat for me, Paul. Yeah, I like to do barbecue stuff as well. But thank you very much for tuning in. Subscribe, like, make a comment. Other than that, get out there and find your adventure, my friends. Adios.